I don't like it.
Dan is showing a textbook example of the gasp reflex and why cold water is dangerous. We've got to go all the way under. As those of you that know me will be aware, is I've had to spend a lot of my life in cold conditions, whether that is high up on Himalayan peaks or just in, you know, mountains in winter time, for filming and for man vs wild, for running wild. I've had to do so many frozen lake swims through the ice, crossing big rivers. What I've learned is two things. One is cold water is actually dangerous. You know, you do have to be really careful with it. The other thing I've learned is that it is actually quite healthy for you, and more research is coming out now that cold water every day, doing some ice training, some cold water training, even if it's for a few minutes, can really help you, not just your immune system, but also I think that inner resilience. So I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. It's my cold water trough at home. Today, I'm going to do this with a great friend of mine, one of our crew, the very brilliant Dan Etheridge. He has been behind the camera with me from season 1 of Man vs Wild. He's been a best friend, and he's going to kindly volunteer to join me in the ice trough. So this is Dan. How are you, Danny boy?
Yeah, I'm not kindly volunteering to do this. This is rubbish.
Being kindly volunteered.
I've normally got a dry suit on. You do all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is about this, you'll notice it is a 2-man trough, so to do it on my own wouldn't quite be right. So this gets up, instead of hovering at about 3 or 4 degrees, it gets up to like 8, 9 degrees, which even, they still say if you Google 8 degrees water, they say it's a serious shock of risk of death. But we want to get it lower than that, so I bought some ice to help us, so we're going to tip all of this in as well. And most people, whenever they do difficult things, they're always like, oh, this doesn't, oh, I can do it, they must, and you don't believe them. You know they're not quite telling you the truth. Dan is always brutally honest, and he did say, when I said, would you help me with this? He said, well, cold water, it's a bit of a nemesis for me. So we will see.
My heart's going before we can get in this thing. I haven't got enough on me.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
3 minutes. Let's do it.
No! I don't like it.
Well, and then we got to go all the way under. Oh, and then
oh, it's horrible.
The best way is to go into a meditative state,
oh, mate,
where you keep breathing and you try and slow your heart rate down and relax, embrace the cold. And yeah, you see, look, Dan is showing classic.
This is bad.
Classic example of what's called the gasp reflex, which is when you go into, and it happens a lot of people accidentally go through the ice of frozen lake. The first reaction is this. Like Dan, and then you breathe in the water and then you drown. So Dan is showing a textbook example of the gasp reflex and why cold water is dangerous. But hopefully we're not going to drown in the trough.
Oh, it's actually making my legs ache.
Here are the benefits of ice cold water. Okay, number one, they've proven it boosts your immune system because it like shocks and refreshes all the cells. You get fresh blood flow, improves your circulation. Apparently it's good for your libido. You burn through calories. A whole host of great benefits. How are you doing? We're on 1 minute.
1. This is horrible. Give me some like survival tips here. Can you tell me how to get through this?
Never. You only need one. Never give up. Hang tight. Breathe. Think about something else. Here's a question for you.
What? If you killed your cameraman in one of your YouTube videos. Can you imagine? I bet loads of people would watch it, to be fair.
It's been through the roof. Okay, so what is the coldest you've ever been? I mean, we've done a lot of, probably over 100 now, big trips to weird, wacky, remote places. Coldest you've ever been?
The coldest trip, I can't even think straight, but the coldest trip we ever did was Siberia, definitely. The thing was, it was like you couldn't get your hands, it was like mega cold, but I mean obviously we had like big down kit on, didn't we, and everything. Yeah. But the second, you couldn't operate for longer than like 2 or 3 minutes, and then your hands started to really clamp up. I think with the wind chill it was getting down to like -70 or something crazy. It was like -40, wasn't it, with still wind.
Yeah.
And
everyone said don't go to Siberia in the winter time. We ended up doing a double shoot there. Do you remember that time where I tried to show that when you put metal on your skin, it sticks? Yeah. I put the knife on my hand, it stuck to it, and the only way I could get the knife was then to pee on my hand. And that was really the start of a lot of urine things.
Yeah. I mean, to be brutally honest, I feel colder now than I did then. I mean, I'm seriously cold. You're doing this every day.
I like it. Just
why?
I think it keeps.
Why? How can anyone like this?
It keeps you tough on the inside, I think. It's good. 3 minutes. Come on, though. We always do that little bit extra. We're going to go for 4 minutes. Here we go. 1 more minute.
All right. So just before, because I filmed you doing this loads, right? There was Canada when you dived under the ice. Yeah. I filmed you do ice submersion loads. But what do you like just before? Because I wasn't prepared for that, and I don't think that was a good thing for me, kind of physically or mentally, getting in there. So what are you doing before you prepare yourself before you do something like this?
I think, like the scouts, I try and be prepared. You know, I think mentally, no, it's going to hurt. You know, but also it's not going to last forever. I always think you've got a golden 5 minutes in ice water where the adrenaline is high, and you can use that before you start losing your motor skills. You can't, you know. Once you can't do that, touch your fingers together, then you can't light a fire or tie a shoelace, you know, to get dressed or anything. So you've got to use that golden 5 minutes to work hard, get through the river, get in and out of the lake, and get warm. Also, the more you do it, I think it doesn't get much easier, but you know it's going to hurt, and you kind of accept it. You're such a legend. Look at you. Okay, we're done. Come on then. How are you feeling, Danny boy?
Well, inevitably, I'm very, very cold. I can't believe that you would do this for fun, like, you know.
The best is in winter when there's snow on this, you know, snow on the ground. Yeah, come out, it's dark. I love it.
Cheers, mate. I want to say thanks. Massive respect, mate, honestly. That's one that, you know, that's just a little taste of what you do a lot.
Dan is always so modest, and the truth is he's always beside me in these moments in the wild. He's tougher. He's stronger, he's more capable, he makes much less fuss, as the truth is, in these situations. And I always say with our crew, they do everything I do, but backwards, carrying a camera, the unsung heroes in my life. Dan is one of them, as are these guys, Pete and Mungo and Scott and Ben. Such a great team, and a core reason why we're all still alive and having fun. So well done, guys. Ice done. I feel we could potentially pull it off. I think the chances of survival would be maybe slim.
Well, let's give it a go.
So one of the great privileges of my job is that I get to operate with some extraordinary people that we use on our crew as part of our filming adventure family. Fundamental to us is finding great helicopter pilots, and that's why I want to introduce you today to a good friend of mine, Will, who is truly one of the best in the business. We get to, you know, go around and do so many fun adventures with Will. I was thinking on the way up here, some of the ones we've had, like, you know, we did. I mean, what are the ones that stick out for you? Maybe the Anthony Joshua one, the great boxer.
That was fabulous. He's the heaviest human I've ever lifted.
Yeah.
Warwick Davis, obviously.
Probably the lightest one you've done.
Absolutely.
Warwick, about this high.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan, you dropped us we rappelled out into big seas then. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was a rough old day.
That was right, and he was really very nervous. After that, we had a rough swim ashore. Your piloting was incredible on that one especially. It was super windy, low visibility, hovering over the sea, spray everywhere, a lot on the line, a lot of pressure, and you were amazing on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
It was a great day. That was a challenging day.
So I would say a lot of my life is governed by the two words, what if. And this one is, what if you're flying in a chopper with my great friend Will. I'm on the phone, just chilling out, you know, chatting. And suddenly he has a catastrophic heart attack, dead. I've got to fly it. Will, do you reckon if I set a stopwatch in 5 minutes, we could sit side by side in this and you could teach me how to fly a helicopter? Start it up, hover, fly, bat down and land it and not die.
It's a hell of a challenge.
I think the answer's probably no.
I think the realistic answer is no.
Yeah, so the realistic answer is no. But here's the thing. If there was no alternative, you've got to, it's like, this is Mission Impossible. You've got 5 minutes. I've got to do it. Give me everything.
Right.
You up for it?
I think, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, come on. Let's get you in the seat. I'll come in this one. And I'm going to get everything out of this amazing
my
head
God.
and put it in my head. It's going to download into here.
It shouldn't take 5 minutes then.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to press 5 minutes on this. There you go, Dan.
We'll give it our best shot.
So you got 5 minutes. So don't faff around. Stuff that's unimportant, like, normally when you get in a chopper, they go, air traffic and all this sort of, and checks. Don't worry about no checks. You got 5. I've got to get off the, this is straight in. Your family are being taken hostage. You've got to be super quick. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Boom, go.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is going to turn the battery on.
Yep.
Put the fuel pump on.
Battery, fuel, BF.
So then that's going to charge, about 10-15 seconds for that if you're in a real rush. Make sure
I can't go
everything's
faster than
loaded up.
that. You've got to give it 10 seconds. So that's get the fuel into the jet.
Prime it.
Yep.
All your instruments will start to come
Yeah,
alive. Once
yeah.
your instruments are live there, you basically come up and you can flick your engine on.
Yeah, just
Start
flick
your
it
engine on.
once.
Then once that starts to wind up,
Fuel, flick.
that
And
will
how long does that
stabilise. It's going to take 30 seconds to stabilise.
need? Okay, the baddies are charging towards
Once
us.
it's stabilised and it's started, you can turn your fuel pump on. You can put your
Hold on, I've
PG.
already put the fuel pump on.
Sorry, you can turn that off. That's
Turn
me.
that off. So
turn that-
on, 30 seconds off.
Yep. Then you can turn all of these on. The horn will make a noise to start with, but if you're in a real rush, you could do that.
Yeah.
Then you come down to your throttle here. You go from idle, you twist it into flight, and that
Yeah.
will bring your aircraft up to speed.
Yeah, what are these? What are the
This is
horn
your
names?
avionics, so this will come alive
Okay,
and
yeah, I'm
start
not
to
really worried
show you
about
what
that.
you're
I need
doing.
fuel
Your
the
horn just
jets.
makes a noise because it's telling you if your rotors are too slow
What's
or
the
too
horn
fast.
making noise for?
So if you're flying
3 minutes,
along,
we've got 4
I know.
minutes.
So forget the noise, you've got to
Okay,
get going.
yeah.
So that will stop once you're at full speed.
We've got under a minute. Okay,
So-
for the last minute, I've got that. I've got to take. I've got the top tips for actually the realities of doing this.
Get your pilot to have a medical early.
You've just wasted 10 seconds.
Don't give them any burgers for lunch. Top
15.
tips, gentle, small movements.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing has to be aggressive. If you watch a pilot, you hardly see his hand moving.
Okay, so very small movement.
It's
And
just
if I
tiny
don't know
movement.
what's happening, I don't know what's going on.
Then realistically,
38 seconds.
keep 30, 40 mile an hour on, and then try and land it like a plane. So slowly down, because it'll react easier if you've got forward speed on. Keep it above translational lift, keep
Oh,
the
really?
nose level, and just lower
Okay.
that lever and do a little running landing.
And
as
what
it
about
skids
into wind
touchdown.
or wind direction? How do I
Definitely
have to
try
be
it.
into wind?
Hey, if you can't, you can't, but ordinarily into wind.
Yeah, last 10 seconds. Final words.
Good luck.
Good luck. Such a waste of 5 seconds. Got years of training and I've wasted 5. Okay. Okay, so
That's it.
that's 5 minutes. My heart is racing. How brave are you feeling? What about just giving it a go? We start out, we'll do all the things. We're going to hover, we'll go up 100 foot. If anything unsafe, whatever, you could take over. You can keep talking to me and then we'll try and land it again.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Let's give it a go.
I feel that what you take for every day and granted is a big deal for me of actually just, there's a lot to go on here. But I think if we had to, you had no other choice, hey, you'd give it a go, wouldn't you? Battery, fuel, flick, boom, boom, avionics, horn, ignore the horn, make a few pilot wisecracks, grab the thing, throttle up, give it welly, left is left, right is right on the pedal, keep the hover, edge forward, small movements, come in for land, and if you're really scared, keep a little bit of forward speed and pray for the best. I feel we could potentially pull it off. I think the chances of survival would be maybe slim.
Well, let's give it a go.
Okay, so go for it. So yeah,
Battery on, fuel pump
but
on.
it's on at the moment.
Yeah, I've just
Okay,
flicked it
so
on now.
then press that.
Yep.
Let that give it a little bit of time to pump.
Yep. Then we come around and just check down here.
We
That's
can't do
in idle.
those until we've done this.
Yeah, that's in idle, so it's fine. Back up to the top, flick the engine switch
Yeah?
on. and then we're gonna check
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's it.
And then what about this one?
Blackfin just leave that open at the moment.
Okay.
If the start starts to go wrong, turn it off.
Yeah.
So you see, that's the indicator's changed now, so it's starting to stabilise. So just let it go. Not the rotor NR here coming up.
Yeah.
So you see that stabilises. Everything looks good.
Here we go, hold on, that's some feel. That voice is terrible. That terrain system. So a bit more. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna. Okay, is this okay? Okay, where am I looking? Ahead or relax? Just keep this power. Okay. 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 Can I try a pedal? I'm gonna push a bit of the left pedal. Here we go. Okay, that's good. And then yeah, and then a bit of right pedal back. Okay, then hold it. Okay, and then just if I etch it down, so we'll come down. Is that okay? Just a little bit. Up. Yeah. So what? I need a bit more. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hold on, and then push a bit more. Is that? Oh, that feels sketchy. And then is that it? Is that okay? I can feel the sweat. You look so calm. There you go. What if your life is all on the line? You know you could do it. Come on. Thank you, man. Epic. I love it. Let's shut this thing down. My heart rate's through the roof. I'm actually not enjoying this. Scariest thing I've done for a long time. Very relieved to have the very brilliant Will Banks next to me. Heart rate through the roof.
My good buddy, pilot and engineer Kester, has been working on a crazy new project. And today I finally get to see it in action.
But seeing it, it's way more epic than I thought. I can't wait to see this thing actually fly. How fast do you go?
I'll probably go faster than you.
It's hilarious. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Okay, so I'm on my way to meet a great friend of mine who I've done a lot of adventures with over the years. He's helped us on Running Wild behind the scenes, get ready for things like paragliding and paramotoring. He has flown all sorts of crazy machines all over the world. But one thing he's never shown to anyone yet is something he's built himself. I don't think there really is a word to describe this apart from it's like a cross between actually I can't even think of words. Come with me, check this out, you'll love it. First of all, how are you?
I'm good, man.
Nice
It's so
to
good
see
to see you.
you.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
good.
inviting me to this part of the world.
Well, the thing is, for those people watching this who know North Wales, it's not often sunny without wind and rain. So
Yeah.
we have to make use of these things. And I'd be so excited to see this because we've spoken about this for a while. And I was trying to describe badly, in fact, I failed to the camera. How would you describe it?
So it's a ground effect aircraft. You're using the cushion of air that's then trapped beneath the wing and the surface of the water to gain efficiency. So
Yeah.
just like a seabird glides close to the water
Yeah.
to save energy. And just that's an inspiration for me.
This is like a tarpaulin.
It's pretty basic stuff.
I reckon it's like a cross between a seaplane, a pedalo, a paramotor, and then something Danger Mouse might have flown.
Yeah, well, the Russians built ekranoplans years ago. They were huge things, and that is another inspiration for me building this. So I don't have to have very big wings either. Small amount of power, small wings, and I can go pretty fast.
I mean, it's so cool. It wasn't like you saw somebody else doing this.
No, this is just, I love making things fly, and
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this one for a long time, and it's finally materialised.
Well, I know you've always spoken about it, and it was hard to kind of visualise. But seeing it, it's way more epic than I thought. I can't wait to see this thing actually fly. Are you okay to fly it?
Yes, should we go?
How fast do you go?
I'll probably go faster than you. maybe I'll loop back round.
So
and
basically,
round
it's a
back
race around the island.
through. All right, perfect. You're on.
What's the forfeit? Drinks tonight.
I was off to a strong start as Kester's plane seemed to struggle against the choppy waves. I was beginning to think we might even win this. But it looks like I spoke too soon. With Kester now airborne and disappearing into the horizon fast, it was soon clear that the chances of winning this race were low. Sometimes you've got to also know when you're beat.
Yeah, well, he is definitely faster. The waves have suddenly got quite big here, but it's amazing because he was getting really bounced around until you could almost see this power of the cushion of air lift him up, and then once he was out of the water, he was gone. We weren't. Is everyone all right up there? You guys got a smash. Wow. But it's amazing, once he's airborne, he's so fast. They reckon, what, 50 mile an hour? Yeah, that's the way to travel. It's not the first time I've said that. We end up hanging out with so many cool people doing so many cool things. It's like I always come back, I go, honey, we're ditching the car, we're getting a new method of transport. And it doesn't always pass the family litmus test. Hey boys, the school commute has just had a serious upgrade.